In this video, I'm going to show you how to do this. If I could go back in time and give myself a guitar lesson, this is the video that I would make for myself. I'm going to come at it from a very practical, beginner-minded view so that if you don't know anything about guitar and you just want to learn how to solo and start to navigate it without getting bogged down with music theory, then I made this video for you. So I'm super excited to show you a collection of small epiphanies I had along my way, which will comprise this lesson and set me up to be able to play guitar how I play it now. Minus the looping part right there. I'm not going to show you that. Before we jump in, please hit that like and subscribe. There's always more to learn, and there's always room for improvement. So this is not your be-all, end-all. The first thing I do before I play any show, which allows my strings to stay in tune so much better, is I just pull each string, and I kind of work my way up and down. So I hold it at different points on the neck, and then I adjust also where I'm pulling. So I just do this for each string. The nut and the saddle of the guitar can have points that sort of stick a little bit and make it so when you're playing, it kind of shifts and it falls out of tune. But if you do this little stretch before you tune your strings, you're going to get rid of that happening. Also, when you're changing your strings, you should try a product like this. I got Tune It, and then I got Big Ben's Nut Sauce. And this just adds a bit of lubrication to the nut, which also helps your strings stay in tune better. In case if you're a super beginner, always start from under the note and come up to it. Don't ever tune going down to it. That just has to do with making sure that it sets and it stays. Okay, say you're just picking up the guitar. You want to do something cool, but you don't know anything. If you lightly rest your finger above the 12th fret, don't press it down, but then pick it, you get that sound. Here's the string without it. This is called a harmonic. If you do it at the 7th fret and at the 5th fret, and that works for all the strings. So that's a cool thing. Right off the bat, you can be like, hey, look at this thing I can do. So first off, I'm going to show you the G chord, and we're going to build off that. Here's the tab for a G chord. And then the highest strings, so the smallest string up to the thickest strings, we're going to say 1 is the smallest, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the thickest. So the frets are the spaces in between these bars here. So fret 1, fret 2, fret 3, fret 4, fret 5. You get it. So string 1 and 2, use your pinky and your ring finger on fret 3, and then hold down and slide up to fret 5. And then slide back. So here's your G shape. So I'm going to call that the paired slide because your fingers are right next to each other. Then I'm going to call this one the offset slide. So string 2, fret 1, use your pointer finger. So right here. Then string 3, fret 2, use your middle finger. So it should sound like this. Then slide that up. And slide that back down. So you got your G chord. And then you got so the paired slide. And then the offset slide. I just made a loop. Not all of those work perfectly, but you could see how there's a lot to play with there. And the cool thing to know here is that G shape restarts again. Imagine that this is the nut of the guitar, so the 12th fret. And the G shape starts again. And so when you're playing this down here, you'll notice that these two strings in the center are open. And when you're up here playing it, those two strings in the center are still open. And because that sounds good, that means that if you play these harmonics because they're open, and then next, I'm going to show you the first blues thing I ever learned. I thought I was so cool. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can play the blues. And it's the most simplified version of something that's blues, in my opinion. But I thought it was cool, and it helped me build. So first, you're going to take the E7 shape. So it's going to be string 6 is open, string 5, middle finger, fret 2. String 4 open, then string 3, pointer finger, fret 1. It should sound like that. So that's going to be like the thing that you come back to. And if you put down your ring finger on string 3, fret 2, it's an E major. So when you're lifting this finger, the ring finger, now it's an E7. So that's already cool to know, right? But then if you just mute all these other strings, just kind of have your hand laying over. So you're only playing the 6th and 5th string, and then fret 2 for the middle finger on string 5. Now slide your middle finger up to fret 4, still on string 5. Now slide it up to fret 5. So you're using this open string as like the drone, and then you're using the next string as the thing that's playing like this blues part. And then you can get back to that chord. Now we got the A7th shape, which is going to be open string 6, open string 5, middle finger on string 3, fret 2, then string 4 open, then with your ring finger, string 2, fret 2, and then open. So it's going to sound like this. If you use your thumb to mute string 6 and you mute these back ones, you only want string 5 and string 4 making noise right now. You're going to take your middle finger and then you're going to slide it up to 4 and then 5, just like you did here. You're going to do that one string over. But the difference is if you leave this bottom one open and you don't mute it with your thumb, still sounds decent. So while you're learning, I mean, get comfortable and then work on perfecting it later. So if you want to add the thumb in later to mute that first string. So check this out. Now I'm going to show you how that G shape fits into that E7 shape to where you can effectively start to solo over that blues thing right there. So this box is known as one of the pentatonics, and I suggest that you learn all of the pentatonic scale. I started with this one and it got me really far really quick. So say we got this going on, right? And then we got the G shape. I'm just going to note by note put a finger on all the notes that are displayed right here, using whatever fingers you're comfortable with. So I'm going to lay down a loop just so you can hear this blues thing going on. Now here's that shape. We'll do it slower though. Now remember offset slide and the parrot slide? Look how those fit into this now. Another thing that works is another parrot slide, but instead of just on string 1 and 2, you're going to go to string 2 and 3 and both of your fingers on fret 2. So use your pinky on string 2 and then your ring finger on string 3, both fret 2. So I'm going to play that loop. So now I'm just going to play with this whole pentatonic shape. So for that one, I'm only sliding up 1 fret, so from fret 2 to fret 3. And you can get a little weird and slide it up to 4 too. Now if you're on string 2 and 3 and you got that slide thing, try lifting off your ring finger so just your middle finger is on string 3, fret 2, and then open strings on the end. So just leave the rest of it open and slide up. Blues thing. Lift off. Rest of the shape coming in again. Okay, now going back to just the G shape, I'm going to show you that 3 half steps above this shape of a pentatonic, anywhere on the neck. So did you hear that? How it still sounded good, but it was the same shape. String 6, use your pointer finger on fret 3. String 6 still, now use your pinky on fret 6. Pointer finger, string 5, fret 3. Ring finger, string 5, fret 5. String 4, pointer finger, fret 3. String 4, ring finger, fret 5. String 3, pointer finger, fret 3. String 3, ring finger, fret 5. So you can see up to that point, these were all the same. This was the only one that was different, where your pinky is used. And it goes up an extra half step than these ones. Okay. Now string 2, pointer finger, fret 3. Then you're going to use your pinky again for string 2, fret 6. So just like this first one. Then move over to string 1. And it's the same shape. So it's fret 3, pointer finger, fret 6, pinky finger. So same, same. Then back to the one where it's half step down. And then this last one where it's a half step up. So string 6, string 2, and string 1 mimic each other. And then string 5, 4, and 3 mimic each other. As far as like the shape goes, it's more proper if you use your pinky and then you switch to your ring finger, because that'll open up some other options for you later. A really good practice is to just run that back and forth and go slow. Go as slow as you need to go to do it perfectly, and do it perfectly 3 times in a row. And it might feel maddening at times, but just go for that, because that's how your brain is actually forming the new neural pathways. Here's another pattern. We're just running through this, right? But now I'm coming back to the second note that I played. Now I'm coming back to the third note that I played. Now I'm coming back to the fourth note that I played. Now I'm coming back to the fifth note that I played. I know that's a little more complex, but any pattern that you like that makes you practice that shape and get more comfortable with moving around in it, do it, because it's going to make you better, at least at soloing with this pentatonic. So back to that G shape. You saw we slid up 3 half steps to get to this pentatonic I just taught you. We just play the pentatonic down 3 half steps, so it's within this G shape. Hear how that sounds different? This one's the blues. This is the major. Then try practicing something called a hammer-on too, which is while you're going through the shape. You could do this. Now remember those slide things? Those are here too. Something which might help you visualize this better is because this shape that we're at right now is effectively the G shape, or that pentatonic right there, pushed up 3 half steps. So this is the nut of the guitar. These are the open strings, right? When I put on a capo right here at fret 3, now that is effectively the nut. So imagine we got the G shape here. It sounds different here, but remember, we got the blues going on now. So here's the G shape played down here. And I put this up here. Now we're just going to run through that G shape with the capo on fret 3. Remember the paired slide? The offset slide? The pair, but right there? I don't ever use the capo just so that I can do that. I just want you to see that it's the same shape, only moved up 3 half steps. So additionally, if I were to put on the capo and play that G shape, right? And now this is what I'm going to loop, and this is major, and this is a different key now. You can go up 3 half steps from here, 1, 2, 3, and then play that same shape. It's still right there. It's 3 half steps above that one now. Now say you have another chord like a C. That pentatonic shape, the major one, which is, remember, like the G shape, that's going to be located at fret 5 starting with your pointer finger. So if you play the C, this is why the pentatonics are helped. So no matter what chord you're playing, if you're playing an A, now for this one it's going to be starting at fret 2. Now, if you slide up 3 half steps from where you're at, that'd be 1, 2, 3. And that works for every major chord. And I want you to learn that first pentatonic so that you can understand why pentatonics are so awesome and know that there's 5 of them. So every time this first one that I show you shifts, all the rest of the 5 shift with it. So when you learn it, it's like clicking all these pieces into play. And now suddenly you can play anywhere on the guitar. Once you realize where one pentatonic is, you just build onto the next ones. I made a PDF for that in the description that you can download, and make sure to learn that over time. Whenever you get through all this first stuff that I showed you, that's going to be your extra credit, and that's what's going to help you really start to see the guitar and where you might get more interested in the theory and seeing how all these things are connected. And make sure to drop any comments if you get confused, if you want some clarification. Another awesome thing about YouTube is that a lot of times other subscribers will answer the questions for me, so I also very much appreciate that. Drop one down there, lend a helping hand, hit that like and subscribe, send this to somebody who's learning guitar. I hope to see you in another video soon. Thank you. Peace.